Opposition perspective represented by Mehboob Beg of the National Conference, Rita Brata of the CPIM, member of the Rajya Sabha, Rita Brata Banerjee, and Rahul Narvekar of the NCP. Government perspective represented by Naresh Gujral of the Shiromani Akali Dal, Rajya Sabha MP. My first question to Nalin Kohli, leader of the BJP. Mr. Kohli, what is going on? The governor just exposed everything. The Maharashtra governor just exposed everything. He went on television with me and he talked about this phone call that came from Anil Goswami, Home Secretary, in a cloak and dagger manner, stealthily done, picks up the phone with the governor and says, Mr. Governor, would you like to go? I mean, if you want the governor to go, write a letter and tell him why you want him to go. This cloak and dagger manner of functioning is a little suspect, isn't it?
Mr. Goswami, I must say, I must compliment you. That's a first. For an office of eminence and a constitutional post, as the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra himself pointed out, that's a first. On television, he's speaking of a conversation with the Home Secretary.
What's
we
wrong?
don't even have the other side's view. And second, in terms, it's a first. I'm just complimenting it. It's an office of
governors should go speak on news.
By the same logic one would expect by his standards. Well, no. By the same expectations, the President of India, who's the highest constitutional office, would we expect him to start coming on national television?
Occasionally, sometimes.
However,
why not?
on the constitutional position, just one point. Before 2004, the example that is often quoted, it may be good to recall that Prime Minister Vajpayee actually had continued with all the governors and had even reappointed Mr. M.M. Jacob, a former Home Minister of the Congress Party. So we did try to put in place a healthy
So why don't you do what Vajpayee did?
In 2004, the Congress chose not to do it. How many times should we do? We are in our rights, and when there are valid reasons.
If it's a healthy tradition, why make it? Why change it?
No, just the point. Well, I mean, I'm only pointing out the Congress has no locus standi to raise the questions of propriety.
Yes.
And the second question is with regard to the governors. In giving in writing, I've read the Constitution and I know where it's written that it should be given in writing. So that's a very liberal interpretation of the Constitution.
Okay, so I find, by the way, I want to say tonight it's for the second consecutive day that the Congress party has boycotted the debate on Newshour on governors. And I'm surprised, really. I mean, even if governors are willing to speak, but the Congress party is even more cloak and dagger than the BJP. It does something, it might be instigating the governors, but it wants the governors to fight their own case. I mean, that's really shocking here. But I'm sure Mehboob Beg will agree with you. I am sure Rita Brata Banerjee will agree with you. And I'm 100% convinced today that Rahul Narvekar will agree with you, Nalin Kohli, when you say that the opposition, not just the Congress, has no locus standi in this case, given what they have done. The opposition and people like Rahul Narvekar, Rita Brata and Mehboob Beg, they are part of parties which have destroyed the tradition of the apolitical governor. They have never thought of what Jawaharlal Nehru said to the Constituent Assembly when he said consult states in the appointment of the governors. In 2004, Rahul Narvekar, the party that you are now in, NCP was part of the UPA-1 government. Did the UPA-1 government consult various states when you removed 4 BJP-appointed governors? Did it or did it not?
Well, do you want me to answer that?
Of course, the question is to you unless you want to skip it.
Well, Arnab, first and foremost, one wrong does not justify the other.
So you made wrongs.
Let me complete. One. Number two, in 2004, if you look at the precedents prior to 2004, it used to be a practice, which I accept, that when a new government came into power, they normally changed the guards in the state.
No, just tell me one thing, that your government, you just say today, you and Mehboob Beg say that our government knowingly, consciously put what Jawaharlal Nehru had recommended into the dustbin of history.
No, that's not right.
No, that's absolutely right.
If you
destroyed what was Jawaharlal Nehru had said to the Constituent Assembly when he had said, and I quote, the governor must be acceptable to the province, he must be acceptable to the government of the province, and yet he must not be known to a part of the party machine of the province. This is Jawaharlal Nehru's words. Who destroyed it? You did.
If you allow me to complete, you won't need to ask this question again and again. We can deliberate on other issues as well. Let me complete and you will get your answer. Prior to 2004, yes, this was a precedent which, for the right reasons or whatever reasons, was a precedent which was followed by successive governments. Not only by the UPA-1 government in 2004, this was done as a practice by every successive government that came to power. One. Number two, thereafter in 2004, this matter was taken up to the Supreme Court. The Honorable Supreme Court has dealt in detail with this matter. In 2010, the Honorable Supreme Court, a 5-bench bench of the Supreme Court, has given out a verdict where they've clearly mentioned the circumstances. The circumstances under which
behind that verdict.
No, please, Arnab, if you
hide behind that verdict.
if you don't want to meet my argument with logic, you're free to do so, which you always do. So when there is logic put across to you, you want to take away the attention.
Naresh Gujral, what Mr. Narvekar does not say today is what necessitated the 2010 5-bench verdict. The 5-judge bench verdict of 2010, Mr. Narvekar should knows and wants to deflect, was necessitated by the sheer and undiluted arrogance of the UPA government in the appointments and removals of governors.
What you're saying about removal, about removal of governors is a fact. No one needs to learn that from you.
No, Mr.
But I'm telling you the circumstances post 2004, which does not warrant today's attempt to remove the governors.
Supreme
and that's exactly what I'm telling you.
Supreme irony.
I think any act of this nature would be an overreach of the executive, which will be dangerous for the democracy of this country.
Okay.
That's all that I'm trying to convince you about.
So maybe Sharad Pawar, with how many 3 or 4 MPs that he's got right now, should decide who the governors
I thought you'd know better at 6.
Well, 6 with Sharad Pawar with 6
MPs know better.
Should be allowed to appoint at least 6.
I thought you'd at least know so much.
Should be at least allowed to appoint 6 governors.
Know so much.
Okay, fine. Naresh Gujral, departing you. I'm going to come to you, Nalin Kohli. Let's get our first round from everyone. Mr. Gujral.
Arnab, Justice Sarkaria in his report said that a governor should be apolitical, unbiased, and should be eminent in some walk of life.
Yeah.
Can these governors, in good conscience, say that they were apolitical, that they were unbiased? And as far as eminence is concerned, 3 of them are wanted for questioning by the CBI.
Oh, yes.
So what are they complaining about?
In scams, in connection.
There are enough grounds to remove them.
Yeah.
Also, all these people seem to, Section 156 says that they are there at the pleasure of the president. These governors think, they are misrepresenting it, they seem to think that they are there at the pleasure of the Congress president. That is not going to be the case now.
Point is taken. 3 of them are wanted in connection with scams. No, one second. Rita Brata, Mehboob Beg, 3 of these governors are wanted for questioning in connection with scams, including the governor of West Bengal, M.K. Narayanan, connection with the Augusta Westland scam. B.V. Vanchu, I think is governor of Goa, Gandhi family loyalist, former SPG chief, governor of Goa, in connection with the Augusta Westland scam, and Sheila Dikshit in connection with the Shunglu scam, because she's been indicted by the Shunglu committee over the CWG scam. So she also needs to be questioned in that case. Where is the case here, Rita Brata? Unless your position is that of just taking on the BJP come what may, unless that is your position, logically you should not be defending these governors. Yes, Mr. Beg? Mr. Beg, you want to come in first? Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Arnab, don't make it government versus the opposition.
But
question is it good for Indian democracy? Is it healthy for Indian democracy? I said, I think we must set in healthy traditions whenever the timing. And 2 negatives do not make 1 positive. If you have genuine reasons, let people of the country know. As you said, these seem to be genuine reasons. If there are genuine reasons to do it, please go ahead. But it shouldn't appear that you are doing a manhunt, as they call.
So what manhunt? What about governors? What about governors hiding behind? No, 1 second, sir. What about governors hiding behind the governor's office to stop being questioned as witnesses in big scams? Why did the Congress party allow the previous government to misinterpret the law? Why did you allow that? Why is the governor of Goa, Mr. Vanchu, not being questioned in the Augusta Westland deal? Who is he? Just because he's a Gandhi family loyalist? Just because Ten Janpath likes him? Why don't you talk about that? What about M.K. Narayanan? Just because Ten Janpath likes him, he can't be questioned in the Augusta Westland deal?
Arnav, whatever new government wants to do, let them do it.
Sir,
but let
sir,
them do it
what
transparently.
no, but what
let
about
the people of the country know
so,
what
no,
are
no,
the
no,
reasons
no,
that they are doing
no, one second.
it.
What was transparent? I asked. I
Otherwise,
go back.
simply
No,
saying because
what
Congress has been doing it.
So
No,
what?
Arnav, just a second. Simply because Congress has been doing it, therefore they will also do the same. Doesn't justify things.
Sir, I'm asking you what is
because
what
they
is
said that it will be a change and change for good. I think change for good is what they should do.
Sir, you know what will happen
Simply
tomorrow.
because
You know, no, 1 second.
appointed
Sir,
by the
tomorrow.
previous government
No, tomorrow.
should not be reason enough to remove them.
Sir, what about using the governor's office to save your party and family loyalists from investigations? How did the Congress party save Vanchu and MK Narayanan from questioning regarding decisions leading to the Augusta Westland scam? Rita Brata, if this logic is to be allowed tomorrow, anybody who is to be questioned in a scam will quickly be appointed as a governor, so that the government can then say, now you can't touch the person, he's a governor. So you can't touch Sheila Dikshit, you can't touch MK Narayanan, you can't touch Vanchu.
Wrong on that.
No, one second. No, I'm completely not wrong on that.
Necessary that the governor cannot be questioned.
But that is the argument given by the previous Solicitor General.
Two negatives do not make one positive.
Questioned soon by the CBI.
Well, I think you know why don't you check your facts and find out
something that has been reported in your
well again you have only found out half the truth. If you'd found out the whole truth, you would have found out that during the UPA 2 government, the Solicitor General Mohan Parasram had warned against questioning Narayanan and Vanchu as witnesses, even though there is nothing in Article 361 which prevents them as sitting governors from being questioned by an investigating agency. Why should one not think, Mr. Narvekar, that the government in the past was trying to protect these people because they were close to Jan Janpath, even though if they were questioned in the Augusta Westland deal, we would have known more about that scam. Rita Brata, you know, how can you be party to this kind of a Congress position today?
No.
How can you be?
No, our position, Arnav, from the beginning is very clear. CPIM is against the post of governor. We have reiterated it several times that we don't want this post of governor. This post of governor has been a rehabilitation center for different politicians, different political parties. Congress has used it many times, but I want to mention here that an eye for an eye makes you blind. So what Congress has done, people have given a befitting reply. Now the question is this: regarding this governor issue, it is very clear that whatever is happening is not actually in congruence with the generosity and victory rhetoric. If there are valid reasons against governors, definitely the country must know what are the valid reasons. But as I have again mentioning that we have been continuously telling there are no need for this governor post, because this governor post is being politically used. At various times there are histories when this governor post has been used by political
That's
parties.
not the issue. No,
Congress
so
has
you're
used
saying
it many
declare the
times,
reasons.
but when
You're
this
saying declare
debate-
the reasons. So if you're saying declare the reasons, right?
If there are valid reasons, if there are valid allegations, if valid reasons are
Exactly.
there, if
So Nalin
allegations
Kohli
are
comes
there,
down to that.
definitely.
No,
But
and
the question is,
that's a question. That's a point to which Nalin Kohli or Naresh Gujral will have no answers. Because since yesterday we have been asking.
No, I have an answer.
Declare the reasons. Where are the reasons?
I have an answer.
Go public with the reasons. If the reasons are big, let the reasons be made public.
It's not required.
If you are removing Shankar Narayanan because he refused to sanction, if you are removing Shankar Narayanan because he refused sanction to prosecute Ashok Chavan, who was indicted in the Adarsh Committee scam, then tell us this is why we are removing him. But you're not even saying that. Nalin?